Hello everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Lower grain prices, dairy spending, target prices, and of course nutrition programs. Boy, they're all a stickler in the side of the folks in Washington that are trying to put together a farm bill. Well, we're still keeping our eyes and ears kind of leaning that direction, but nothing concrete yet at all. So we'll talk about what they're talking about in 60 seconds. Stand by.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. You know, therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Straub International can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horse ranging from 30 to 140, plus an army of attachments, a Farmall can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. Visit Straub International, your Case IH dealer at any of our 7 locations, to find a Farmall that's right for you.
Well, folks, as they cuss and discuss the Farm Bill entity back in Washington, it's kind of interesting to see not only are the old problems still there, but they're bringing up new ones as well. And I guess the latest one is lower grain prices. In fact, it's kind of interesting that Lucas, who is, of course, the chairman of the House Ag Committee, brought up the fact that the lowered grain prices that we've seen over the last few months because of a huge corn crop in this country has maybe put a different light on what those folks in Washington ought to think about for a farm program. At least something to back up the fact that farmers might need a safety net. In any event, that's one of the items that they're discussing, and at the same time really cussing target prices. It doesn't look like target prices is going to make it. If it does, it'll be so washed out it won't amount to much. But in recent days, we've had a lot of opposition to that. And of course, the Senate side's really the leaders against it. I know our own congressmen and senators, mostly senators. I don't think we have any congressmen who are paying attention from the state of Kansas. But in any event, Senator Pat Roberts, for sure, is the only one that I see really saying that we do not like target prices attached to a farm bill again. We've got other people following suit, too, all over the country. I think that part of the program might be in trouble. The other part that's in trouble is dairy spending, and there isn't any doubt that we have to take a look at this. The Dairy Market Stabilization Program, it's a DMSP they call it, but we've got to call it the Dairy Market Stabilization Program, might increase milk prices and especially the volatility of prices by a considerable amount if it would be included in the Farm Bill, according to a lot of people. And worse, penalizes producers if they produce more than the allotted amount of milk. Now, the House of Representatives voted to eliminate it completely by a pretty good margin. Listen to this, 291 to 135. So that means a lot of people are not in favor of that deal. So we're thinking maybe that after a lot of the people talk, dairy spending program might be worked on considerably, and the Dairy Market Stabilization Program, I think, has got big problems. Nutrition, what's going to happen there is anybody's guess. Agriculture has absolutely nothing to do with that, so we'll just let that lie. But in the meantime, what isn't lying is a reinstatement of the old Farm Bill. In fact, 3 major commodity groups who say they oppose the current discussion about the Farm Bill would support extending the 2008 Farm Law for as much as 2 more years, and even cut the direct payments if need to be, especially rather than seeing target prices involved in a farm program. American Soybean Association, the National Corn Growers, the Canola Association, those are the 3 that wrote letters and are pushing hard for this particular issue. I still think, and I said it over a year ago, right here on the Steckline Report, that probably the best thing in the world would be to extend the farm program we've got. I still think so. They can't get their act together to put a new one together that amounts to anything. Even if they pass what they're talking about, it would be a wreck. So I'm totally in favor of extending the 2008 Farm Bill, even if they maybe cut direct payments, not completely out, but maybe down. Something for them to think about, isn't it? If they think. Hey, that's the way it is at this hour. Keep you up to date, though, right here on the Steckline Report. See you.